David, I really appreciate you taking the time to do the call. And what I'd love to have you elaborate is on Mr. Virgil Coffee. I've always found this story to be really powerful. Can you share that story?
Virgil Coffee, the owner, is designed the marketing plan. He was also the person who designed the marketing plan for prepaid legal, and he did prepaid legal from 1.7 million in collected premium to 45 million in a 7-year period. Okay, so every time he's taken a company and built a company up and used this marketing plan and increased the sales on the company, after a while they told him he was making too much money. He was making prepaid. He was making $25,000 a day in commissions because he was operating under the same plan that his salesmen were. So he was making $25,000 a day in commissions. I saw it. I was kind of his personal bookkeeper.
Wow.
And they came to him and said, "That's too much money. You can't make that much money," because he was making more than they were, right? They said, "Hey, you agree to this? Well, okay, I'll cut it in half." So they cut it in half and came back and cut it in half again, And finally he said, "I'm done. I'm going to go start my own company," which he did. And this is it.
That's really powerful, and I know a lot of people listening want to know more about the compensation. But let me just ask you, what can a person make with this program?
Virgil's got a plan, and he can show anyone how to make $1 million a year if they'll listen to him. And the marketing plan is designed to help everybody. It helps the salesman. If you want to be a salesman, you can make a living doing this. If you want to be a recruiter, you can make a living doing this. Whatever your forte is, whatever your bailiwick is, you can make a living with this marketing plan, and a good living. And you can make $1 million if you want to. There's no limits. There's no territories. There's no areas. The whole point is everyone can make a great living on this marketing plan.
Average people we see it all over the internet on YouTube that are making, thousands of dollars a week pretty, right out of the gate. What's your prediction on six-figure incomes out of this company?
Sure. I've got Charlotte Watts. She makes $450 a year. I've got a lot of people that are making $100,000 range. Our biggest issue is not the limitation on the potential of income, but people reaching their comfort level.
Okay, now, David, I think most people that are listening to this understand that they're going to earn a percentage and they're going to make some supplemental income. And I know a lot of people just need to make a little bit of additional income. But can you explain a little bit more about what happens on this second part of the compensation, which is something people don't grasp? It's the matrix. Can you elaborate on what the matrix is?
The matrix is the 3x8 matrix. So as I bring people into the business, or as people are brought into the business by my sponsor or someone above me in my genealogy, those people can fall into my 3x8 matrix. On the first level of my 3x8 matrix, and you don't want to confuse level with genealogy. That always seems to be something that seems to cause people trouble. But just there is no correlation between level and genealogy whatsoever. Okay.
Okay.
But as you bring people into the matrix, there's 3 slots underneath you. So as you bring people in, the first 3 slots in your first level of your matrix are filled. Those 3 slots can also be filled by your sponsor. Let's say, for example, when your sponsor makes a sale, and the member that he makes that sale to that has a matrix component or has one of these 2 memberships would fall in the next available slot in his matrix, which may be in your matrix, okay? Because they're kind of like nested. They're contained within each other. So, I mean, if you go to the water fountain and you look at the cone cups there, they're all nested. So as his sale, the sale that he makes will fall in his matrix for sure, but it may also fall in yours if he sponsored you. So even a member who has never made a sale can have people fall underneath them in the matrix.
Okay, so can you please now explain the real power of this program? It took me a minute to understand it. I guess maybe I'm a little slow, but there's a matching program, and that's the reason why Virgil made $25,000 a day using this compensation. Can you please explain to people what matching is?
In addition to earnings that you would get in your reward dollars, okay? every first generation, now we're getting back to generations, everybody first generation to you who has one of these memberships and is in the matrix, you match 100% on their reward dollars. So if you had 100 guys out there and they were earning $100, if they were earning $100 in reward dollars because of people that had fallen in the matrix either by people you'd put in or by people that had been put in by them, then you're going to match on every one of those, and you'll be getting, well, they were getting $100 each month, you're going to get $10,000 because you're going to match on each one of those. So you're going to get 100 times 100 in first generation match.
And I know that that's the big part that people just don't get. And when I got it, it opened my eyes to this program, and it got me pretty excited. I'm going to go ahead and let you go, but real quick, can you share with the listeners a little bit about some of the success people are having, that are actually newbies?
Okay, well, let me give you an example, okay? Greg started in May, and his check last week was $6,000 and change. So he's probably he's going to be close to $300,000 this year, and he started in May. We got a good lady named Crystal Taylor who's also in Mike's team, and she's going to make she's probably making about $3,000 to $4,000 a week. So she's probably, and she started in June.
And these are people that are just total what we would call newbies, correct?
Exactly. Not only are they newbies, but not only are they new to my business, and they're young kids, and these kids and not very. I mean, they're kind of marketing savvy in their own bailiwick, in their own area, like maybe Facebook or whatever. But they're not seasoned network marketers, if you understand what I'm saying.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so, and I've got another guy. I mean, I got another guy. I keep using Mike's people because we're talking with Mike, so we use. But there's a guy named Eric Turner who Crystal is under Eric Turner, and Eric came into the business, and he works and he does it, but he doesn't have the needs, driving needs that some of these other do, but he works and he recruits people and he does it all the time. And Eric's probably making $3,000 a week, and Crystal's underneath him, and she's making a lot of that for him because he's getting a lot of residual off her. But these people, so he started in May, the same time that Greg did. So, I've got a lot of those. There's other guys by the name of William Shim. I've got, there's a lot of them right now that have great potentials for six figures. And I mean a lot. I've got a lot of people who are doing $2,000, $2,500 a week right now. And none of them started any earlier than May.
Wow, that's just a great story, and I know there's so many others like that. This is just an incredible program, company, product, service, everything. So hats off to you guys and what you're doing, and I really appreciate you taking a moment to explain everything. Thanks for the call.
All right, thank you so much.
MCA has been a trusted name in business since 1926, and they have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. MCA is a stable, established company with several physical locations and a small army of customer service operators taking care of about 7 million current members in the USA and Canada. But remember, there are 400 million people that need this service. That's why MCA needs referral agents. They have major growth happening right now, and you're perfectly positioned to take advantage of their exploding business today. Plus, MCA pays referral agents an instant $80 commission on a less than $20 monthly membership. Yes, the MCA service is less than $20 per month, but MCA still pays you $80 for every referral. I know that sounds crazy. How can they afford to pay you more than they take in? Because people love the service and they keep it for a long, long time. So MCA is more than willing to overpay you up front to bring them new members today.